Good morning, everyone. Once again, this is Black Forest coming to you with another pre-market analysis video. This morning, we're going to be looking at the USDJPY. Okay, but before we break down this first pair, we have to say that this video is for educational purposes only. This is not financial advice, but we all know why you guys are here, which is to help improve your ability as a trader and to help be able to put a little bit more money in your pocket. Now, with that said, let's go ahead and break down this currency pair. Okay. Now, before we get to breaking down the technical analysis, what's physically going on in the chart, let us talk about the fundamentals. What is currently going on with the USD, what is currently going on with the JPY. Okay, let's discuss what is happening with the USD. Now, the USD right now still has that dark cloud of inflation hanging over the American economy. When we had an increase in the interest rate happen yesterday due to the Fed. Now, you increase interest rates to combat inflation. I'll make another video explaining about how interest rate and inflation correlates, okay? But you increase your interest rate to combat inflation to kind of lower the inflation, right? So we're going to have to see how that increase in the interest rate is going to affect the markets to see if it's actually going to help it, or are we going to need further economic policy to help combat this inflation. Okay, as of this morning around 8:30, we did have some very positive news with the job support, but that's more of a reflection of the times and a reflection of how good our economy is doing. Because with all the prices keep going up, one would suspect that more people are taking on more jobs to be able to have a lot more available money due to how increased prices is, especially with gas and consumable goods. Okay. Now, the Japanese yen also had some good news come out about it yesterday that showed that it is technically a strong currency, but it also has a dark cloud of inflation hanging over it still. So we're going to have to see and give their economic policies some time to see if it's going to be able to combat the current inflation that's going on. And as of right now, the way it's still behaving as one of our weaker currencies. So I would not judge. I mean, even though in theory the USD would still technically be classified as strong, and the JPY in theory would still be technically classified as strong, I would not, look to trade them as stronger currencies until we could see more proof on the charts from that. And I would still look at these currencies as two weaker currencies battling it out based on which one is much, much weaker than the other that will cause momentum. So as opposed to which currency is stronger than the other. Okay. So with that being said, let's go ahead and break down what's physically happening on the chart. As we did previously, we was in a range for quite some time for at least about 30, 40 days plus. We were ranging out, bouncing between two price points. And then at the beginning of this trading week, we shot all the way up. Then we came down some, and we continued to go up, which shows that the Japanese yen is much, much weaker than the USD. But we're starting to stall out right around here. So let's see what's going on. Let's move up to the day. Okay, and that's because last time price was in this area, we did have a significant drop. Okay, so we're kind of stalling out right around here because last time price was in this area, we did have a significant drop. Now remember, charts because they're moving in one direction does not mean that they're going to continue to move in that direction forever. Okay, so with that being said, that we're going to get some retracement pretty soon. Now it's all about to gauge how far is the retracement going to go. Okay, we could as far as retraces to this area here, or this area here before it continues to go up. Now, could there be a total price change over in which it starts going to the downside? Yeah, it's possible, but it's really not too probable, especially with the interest rate increasing with the USD. So the fundamentals is more on the USD side to not be as weak as the JPY. And the inflation was hitting Japan real, real, real bad, and it was also further catalyzed by the sanctions with the Russian-Ukrainian war. They couldn't do any trading with Russia, so their inflation was hit very, very, very bad. Okay. So it would make sense why the Japanese yen is much, much weaker than the JT. I mean, the Japanese yen is much, much weaker than the USD. From that standpoint, like I said, we need to judge how far is it going to retrace. So is it going to retrace here? Is it going to retrace to this area here, or is it going to retrace to this general area here before it goes up? Or it could just range out in this area here before it continues to go up, okay? But we will see some push down within the near distant future, if not by some point in this trading day going into tomorrow, but definitely by the end of the week, we'll definitely start to see some retracement down before we start to continue to go in the long trend. So if you're a short trader, just wait for those breadcrumbs to come on a chart that shows you that we're going to be going down, but it does not mean the overall fundamentals have changed to turn this into an all-out downtrend. Will we continue to go into the long position, but that will be once the retracement dies out. Okay? Hope that information was helpful for you guys. Happy trading.